The Junior Parliament has not only served as a leadership development and advocacy arm, but also a vehicle through which representatives of the youth from all provinces can participate in the governance of our great country, Zimbabwe. Under the Second Republic, we say, Nyik at the new parliament building. Which will also be hosting in August the SADC summit. It is also critically important that you use this opportunity to learn about the policies and developmental projects that are happening in our country. Additionally, the experiences you gain from here should enhance your patriotism, your skills, your humility, and sensitivity to a wide range of issues as you learn the principles of servant day that the continent of Africa is set aside to remember the 3-day Soweto massacre, which took place from the 16th to the 18th of June 1976 in South Africa. On that day, hundreds of unarmed school children were massacred while holding a peaceful protest against the oppressive apartheid system in South Africa. This sought to use education and other oppressive practices to suppress the freedom and independence of the black majority of that country. Our African philosophy of Ubuntu, Unu, underscores that I am because we are. Therefore, the young people of Africa should remain inspired by this rich philosophy. In that same spirit, many young people across our Southern African region took up arms to fight protracted liberation wars for independence, for freedom and sovereignty.
Drug and substance abuse has become a worrisome issue, particularly among the young people. President Mnangagwa used today's platform to talk to the young parliamentarians and tell them that they are key in fighting this scourge.
It is heartbreaking that a notable number of our young people, together with their families, are being negatively affected by the menace of drug and substance abuse. At the government level, a national committee and a multi-sectoral drug and substance abuse plan is in place to coordinate our national response. I challenge you, the young people, to raise your voices and scale up your activities to fight and reject drug and substance abuse.
Viable education system is key for any country that is serious about development. The head of state spoke about this as he emphasized that it's not just about theory education, but an education that answers to the needs of the country's economy.
Our education under the Second Republic is not designed to memorize Shakespeare, but to produce a service or a product.
The child parliamentarians are key to bringing attention to the issues that affect them and their peers. Josephine Mugio, SADC News, Mount Hamden.
Continuing with the same story, Child President Pius Mlea has challenged the Junior Parliament to come up with innovative ideas that promote access to quality education.
The 32nd session of the Junior Parliament officially opened this Wednesday with the child president, Honorable Pius Nleya, delivering his State of the Nation address SONA that tackled various issues to do with access to education, vocational training centers, and the drug and substance abuse scourge, among other issues.
The official opening ceremony coincided with belated commemorations of the Day of the African Child, running under the theme, Education for All Children in Africa, the time is now.
Under the National Development Strategy 1, we the young people are called upon to focus on the human capital development, social protection, digital economy, as well as youth and cultural identity pillars in order to ensure the relevance of the education and training that our government is providing. Climate change is a reality, and the heritage-based curriculum could not have come at a more appropriate time. It is my hope that this August House will debate on climate-smart initiatives for the resilience of our education and training system in Zimbabwe.
Soon after the State of the Nation address by the child president, there was a joint sitting of the lower and upper houses that saw junior legislators and senators debating on topical issues to do with the welfare of youths, where the topic on education infrastructure dominated the debate.
Education is the engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of mine workers can become the head of the mine, that the son of farm workers can become the president of a great nation.
We should stop recognizing informal education as the last resort for those who are not academically gifted, because it is not.
The government should also provide learning materials for the disabled so as to ensure effective learning. Thus, updated braille textbooks, engrossers, braille papers, packets, slates, and stylus should be provided in schools, colleges, and universities.
Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training Minister Honorable Tinoma Chakaire described the debate in the Junior Parliament as key in policy making and achieving the vision of an upper middle income society by 2030.
The Junior Parliament is one such key program of the ministry aimed at youth development while harnessing their energy and enabling them to be part and parcel of every effort government is making to achieve an upper middle income society by 2030. We continuously enhance this program in an effort to improve youth engagement.
Meanwhile, various senior cabinet ministers took the opportunity to respond to various issues raised in the debate by the junior parliamentarians, outlining the policy direction, constitutional provisions, as well as the legislative framework available to promote the welfare of the youth and address the challenges they face. John Nandara, ZBC News, Mount Abden.
Vice President Kembo Mohadi is in Congo-Brazzaville for the International Conference on Afforestation and Reforestation, where issues of reducing carbon emissions to mitigate climate change are being discussed.
The arrival of the Zimbabwean delegation for the International Conference on Afforestation and Reforestation in Congo-Brazzaville, led by Vice President Comrade Kembo Campbell Tukish Mohadi, is a confirmation that in a family of nations concerned about biodiversity, Zimbabwe is indeed a factor.
The International Conference on Afforestation and Reforestation, which is taking place under the auspices of African Union Commission and United Nations Forum for Forestry, comes at a time Zimbabwe has reaffirmed its commitment to reducing atmospheric carbon as a strategy to fight climate change. Vice President Comrade Kembo Campbell Tukish Mohadi noted that conserving biodiversity and enhancing ecosystem integrity remains key for the country and the continent.
Zimbabwe is going to benefit quite a lot from this conference because it is a conference that talks about afforestation and reforestation, meaning that we are trying to bring back the globe to what it was. so that we can mitigate the issues of climate change. You know, climate change has brought quite a lot of hardships for the people. We have seen quite a number of disasters that have taken place world over because of the climate change. It's important that as Africa we talk about with one voice, so that when we meet in other fora, then we speak with a united voice.
He also noted the need to adopt sustainable global afforestation and reforestation strategy. Zimbabwe is in the process of implementing the Tobacco Wood Energy Program, where tobacco farmers are required to establish wood laws to enhance production of the golden leaf in an environmentally friendly manner. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has taken lead in the planting of trees in the country, a key strategy in addressing the effects of climate change. Sifiso Spanda, ZBC News, Congo Brazzaville.
Local firms have commended the government for contracting them to carry out major infrastructure projects, including those associated with the upcoming SADC summit this August.
Local hotels, including the Rainbow Towers, are undergoing total refurbishment and modernization of rooms ahead of the SADC summit. Several local firms have been contracted and are grateful for opportunities granted to them which in the past could have been assigned to their foreign counterparts.
All these works were done by locals, and would like to thank the Second Republic for affording us the opportunity to come and showcase our capacity, to come and showcase our ability, and to come and showcase what we can do as locals.
It has given us an opportunity also to create employment for the local industry. For example, on this project, we managed to create employment for almost 200 people.
Another firm which was contracted for work at the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Military Hospital feels highly indebted to government for this lucrative opportunity.
If you go in every street, everywhere, there's a construction happening, and that is being done by Zimbabweans. We are proud of ourselves. We are proud of our skills.
The Zimbabwe Building and Contractors Association, ZBCA, is grateful in that government is walking the talk on the Nika Inova Kwanevenevayo mantra.
Now we are seeing traction in terms of distribution of work because of confidence that is being put in by the government in terms of infrastructure projects. You talk of buildings, you talk of superstructure, steelworks, you talk of fittings. In any form of construction, you will see that the indigenous person is gaining traction.
The Second Republic has been credited for resuscitating the local construction industry, which had been downtrodden and once dominated by foreign-owned entities. Hence, various firms in the sector have increased their capacity and expertise over the years by carrying out flagship projects inclusive of the Harare-Masvingo Bay Bridge Highway. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
And now in a related story, regional confidence on Zimbabwe's economic reforms is gaining traction after the country assumed the chairmanship of the SADC Committee of Stock Exchanges.
The Committee of the SADC Stock Exchanges, COSE, announced that the appointment of a Zimbabwean, Mr. Colin Tapmane, as its chairperson following recent elections held during its 64th biannual meeting in South Africa. Mr. Tapmane, who is also the Chief Executive Officer for the Zimbabwe Mercantile Exchange, ZMX, is taking over from the former Chief Executive Officer of the Botswana Stock Exchange, Mr. Tapelo Chwelo.
We are seen to have the capacity and the capability to lead this association, and we have an opportunity in Zimbabwe of learning from our peers.
The incoming chairperson revealed that his appointment is a show of confidence by regional markets on Zimbabwe as a safe and a viable portfolio for capital markets.
We have the opportunity to also showcase the innovations that we have been championing in this country, and then collaborate with our fellow stock exchanges, from the largest, that is the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, to the smallest, so that together we drive the agenda of regional economic integration.
The Committee of SADC Stock Exchanges is a grouping of 14 stock markets from 13 SADC economies. It falls under the SADC Secretariat and aims to increase collaboration among stock exchanges, share knowledge, ideas, experiences, thereby contributing to regional economic growth. The latest developments are coming at a time when Zimbabwe will later this month host a SADC Industrialization Week, followed by the regional bloc 44th Heads of State and Government Summit in August. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Public health experts have welcomed the positive results outlined in the National Health Strategy 2021 to 2024 Performance Report, which was presented in Cabinet yesterday.
The report presented by the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jennifer Muswere, highlighted improvements in life expectancy, access to medicine, and strides in the fight against HIV, TB, and malaria.
The country met the recommended 2010 World Health Report threshold public health expenditure per capita in 2021. Public health expenditure per capita has been increasing since the start of the implementation of the National Health Strategy. There was a general increase in the availability of medicines in health facilities from 51% in 2020 to 54.1% in 2021. In the second quarter of 2022, almost 96% of public health facilities had at least 80% of the essential medicines in stock. Anti-malarials, ARVs, and anti-TB medicine stocks remained adequate during the period.
Principal of the Harare Institute of Public Health, Dr. Amos Marume, commended government's efforts, particularly in tackling HIV, TB, and malaria.
I've seen that there is quite a lot of progress that was made, particularly in the line of HIV, and also TB, and also malaria, and also in terms of infrastructure, we have seen quite a lot of infrastructure development nationwide.
Executive Director of the Community Working Group on Health, Mr. Itai Rusike, also noted the progress in HIV, TB, and malaria control, emphasizing the importance of sustaining these gains.
We are happy that the government has proposed the introduction of the National Health Insurance, and I think this will be a vehicle for us to move towards the achievement of universal health coverage. But we need to move away from the over-reliance on external donors. Hence, it is important that as a country, we need to invest a lot in domestic health financing.
Among other things, the report highlights an impressive progress in tackling infectious diseases, with HIV treatment coverage having reached a remarkable 98%, with a corresponding decline in AIDS mortality rates. Zimbabwe's success in managing TB and malaria has also been recognized, with the World Health Organization removing the country from the high burden list for TB and a 70% drop in malaria cases observed in the past 3 years. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe's trade promotion body, Zimtrade, is working with smallholder farmers to increase production of rock watermelons, focusing on ready export markets in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates.
A new venture that is already showing huge potential, OK Mabena is among pioneer farmers carving a niche into the lucrative horticultural sector of rock watermelon production. This year, he has managed to put at least 10 hectares of the crop, which has been exported to international markets while also anchoring domestic demand. Mabena tells us the crop is a low-hanging fruit to unlock export potential.
Funds and water permitting, I think we would like to grow as much as we can because it's really promising. Yeah, we want to grow as much as we have, as much as our land. And
Trade promotion agency Zimtrade says,
talking of South Africa, the ETC, so we're going to be also looking at that. But what is important is we are concentrating on smallholder farmers, but we also want them to form clusters that can work with to export.
Tertiary institutions are also embracing the crop's potential, with indications Chinhoyi University of Technology exported 20 tons of the crop last year. This milestone has courted interest from other institutions, with Chaminoka Vocational Training Center being the latest learning center to venture into this industry.
With the expectation that when they finish their studies, they can also start their entrepreneurial projects in rock melon production.
Rock watermelons present untapped potential for farmers, with Simtrade asserting the country can leverage on increasing consumer awareness on the health benefits of the crop to align with global eating habits. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
Communities in the dry regions of Manicaland province are now reaping the benefits of the Baobab tree. This follows the establishment of a Baobab fruit processing plant in Mutare at Mutare Teachers College as part of the heritage-based Education 5.0 model.
For centuries, the baobab tree has been viewed as an ordinary species with no extraordinary benefits for communities in Manicaland. The tide has, however, shifted through the heritage-based Education 5.0 model, where the Gujganga community in Chimanimani is now benefiting from a baobab juice manufacturing plant established at Mutare Teachers College to complete the production supply chain through provision of raw materials.
Miti iri kunoku yakawandisa yemauyu, so yaisashandiswa zvakawanda. Kushandiswa kwatinoziva isusu miti yemauyu kungotema mauyu nekugadzira malolo neporridge zvega. Zvokuti kugadzira majuice izvi zvamanje manje. So I think it's going to help a lot of people.
Nanhasi tiri kungopwanya nekuti zviro zvinotibetsera kutenge midziyo yedu, kuendesa vana kuchikoro, kutsvakawo chikafu chekurya ngekuti ndiro basa ratakaona kuti ndo ratinotokwanisa kuti tiwanewo zvatinoda mukati mwekurarama.
Zvinobatsira. Unotowawo mari yekutenga chikafu. Kuti wotenga zvakasiyana-siyana nekubhadharira vana school fees.
The no-managed baobab juice and water plant has opened up employment opportunities for the communities while acting as a platform for students to enhance their skills.
I was actually here for the installation of equipments and electrical installations, all of them. I was there, and that changed my life because the experience I gained from all of that actually made me more proficient in my career.
I'm excited because what we have learned at college, we are implementing it at this company.
It's now helping me try and find other innovations, try and develop better ways of producing our product here.
The plant capacity is around 2,000 liters per hour, with plans to expand beneficiation to other products.
We're looking at spreading our tentacles and setting up some of the supporting industries for this project in the rural communities where the fruits are grown. Imagine us having a banana processing plant in Wande Valley, where the bananas are coming from. That will create massive employment opportunities for Wande Valley and pull development to the rural communities.
The establishment of this plant is a fulfillment of government's vision on modernization and rural industrialization.
The Ministry's vision is to contribute to the modernization and industrialization of our country, towards modernizing and industrializing our country.
The Baobab juice and water plant is set to be officially commissioned by President Emerson Mnangagwa this Thursday. The Second Republic has prioritized the heritage-based Education 5.0 model to propel industrial development with institutions of higher learning through the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, establishing innovation hubs to foster transformative development. Wellington Makwanese, ZBC News, Mutare. The country's power into citizens to help in identifying and bringing the culprits to book.
Live electric cables hang like washing lines from overhead pole lines, crisscrossing individual homes and hanging dangerously above heads. This is a common sight across Mount Hamden compounds as unscrupulous residents illegally connect as usual, with residents seemingly oblivious they are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Be that as it may, none of the residents were willing to disclose the culprits behind the illegal connections.
Anobva kumusoro vanokonekta mudzimba pane vanoita basa racho iroro.
Zesa Holdings General Manager, Stakeholder Relations, Communication and Welfare, Dr. George Manya said the power utility...
Illegal connections are also causing a menace to ZESA because what's happening is that people are connected illegally and ZESA will not be in the know-how. What we have done together with the law enforcement agents, we've gone in aggressive, also let us know. We've got toll-free numbers, we've got hotline numbers, or even to report to the police when they suspect.
ZBC News, Harare.
Well, remember, for these and other stories, you can check our website as well as our social media platforms. Our website is at www.zbcnews.co.zw, and on Facebook, X, as well as YouTube and WhatsApp channel, we are ZBC News Online.
And now for stories still to come.
Business news: irrigation conference slated for this Friday, expected to focus on accelerated irrigation.
The nation keeps guessing as if a normalization committee tenure expires.
We'll be back with this and more stories. Stay with us.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of oblittles along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show, it's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance multi-currency system. Enriching our financial landscape, it's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It can look pride.
Zimbabwe, where the sun kisses the earth, lies a world of endless opportunity.
Allow yourself the opportunity to connect and innovate. See the future of your business at the 114th edition of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show.
Filled with ideas, new and radical, that are cultivating prosperity, growing business, innovating for change, and nurturing our future. From agriculture to agribusiness, and from agricultural education to agri-tourism, every sector finds a place to flourish here, where companies unveil their latest innovations and network with current and potential markets. SADC 2024, where the future of all business sectors is being written today.
Today's life is action-packed, hectic, and full of opportunity. You're off to the next big meeting, returning home from an important business trip, or you step out of your bubble to find your next adventure. Whatever your journey, we have a solution. A car for every occasion, be it leisure or business. At Impala Car Rental, for over 15 years, we've been catering for all Zimbabweans from all walks of life, using technology to make travel smarter and more affordable. Where will your road take you? Hit the road, whenever, wherever.
This comes.
The PAP is an AU.
Has construction have commended government and its partners for reducing the distance traveled by learners to school and more. Honorable of the government is reducing quality and equitable access.
The 20
intent to
be
be
the
activity,
Recognize the immense goodness present in the world. and makes it necessary to be tireless unity to undertake negotiations aimed at a lasting peace.
Spoken, Olina Ndori, ZBC News.
For the rest of the bulletin, good evening.
Thank you very much for that, Sibukele. With Julia.
Reached their 15 years before.
Irrigation Investment Conference to be held on ICC under the theme Irrigation Financing to deliver food security everywhere, every day. UN agencies, non-attainment of Vision 2030. Nika Innovaqua.
The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe announced 10. Swipe for Zig Cash at any HomeLink branch using your debit, 2, 5, and 10 Zig. You can exchange your foreign currency for Zig Cash at the prevailing interbank exchange rate. The Reserve Bank, be it in public transportation, retailers, informal traders, and other key stakeholders. For more information.
That's it. The regular football season is over. What? Yes, it's over. Oh no. But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way.
Sorry, that's actually a pretty big deal.
Catch all 51 games of Euro 2024.
Mama said, don't work hard, work soft, it'll be alright. So soft, soft care. Soft, soft care. Soft care.
Zimbabwe's mining legacy is a story etched deep in